Yo, what's going on, guys? Mike from Mike Talk Sports. So, in light of this Kevin Durant to the Suns trade, I think that the Suns undeniably got better offensively. But a key question surrounding this trade is, did the Suns really get better? Did they get better defensively? Well, I think the answer to that pretty clearly is no. Mikal Bridges, look, guys, I know Suns fans are kind of mad at Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson because of what happened last year in the playoffs. Luka cooked those boys, those two boys specifically, got absolutely torched by Luka Doncic. But make no mistake about it, Mikal Bridges is one of the best wing defenders in all of the NBA. Cam Johnson is a guy with his agility and his height and reach. He's a very valuable defender as well. I think Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson are two really good defenders, especially Mikal Bridges. The thing about this Kevin Durant trade as well is that he doesn't really fit the overall timeline in terms of his age of the rest of the team. Something that kind of confuses me about the Phoenix Suns is they act as though they have all these veteran players, these win now players, like they're the 2020 Buccaneers. They need to win now. You have really young assets on this team. You had Mikal Bridges. You had Cam Johnson. You have Devin Booker. You have DeAndre Ayton. The only player who can't afford to sit around and wait is Chris Paul. Realistically, if I was James Jones, the general manager of the Suns, I would have probably waited around until this offseason, gotten eliminated in the first, second, or third round, traded Chris Paul for a better, younger point guard, and kind of retooled and went forward with the future. Because what made this team so great is this defense was really good. It got better than years past, and this offense got much better. Specifically, the late game closing lineups were elite from the Suns. So analytically and statistically, over the last 2 seasons, the best team with a minute to go in terms of offensive output was the Suns. So what I think is really funny about this Kevin Durant trade is you go, okay, the Suns are going to be way better with a minute to go. They have that shot creator. They kind of already had that with Devin Booker. They kind of already had that with DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges and Chris Paul. That's not something they struggled at. We don't look at that Dallas Mavericks series and say, oh my God, they did so bad in the fourth quarter. No, in that last game, they got blown out from the first minute of the game. That wasn't really the issue. But going into the topic of this video, guys, it's going to be Torrey Craig and why I think this defensive narrative around the Kevin Durant trade isn't as big of a deal. So Torrey Craig is 32 years old. He's 6'7", and he's 221 pounds. That frame screams switchability. It screams modern day NBA. Torrey Craig is the perfect wing for a modern day NBA offense, especially when you have ball dominant players like Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and now Kevin Durant. A guy like Torrey and Craig who could play some good off-ball movement offensively, good at running around screens, good at setting screens, and is very content with sitting in the corner, not taking many shots. He's perfect offensively to pair with Kevin Durant. Torrey Craig is a guy who's never been known for his offense, but man, he's 32 years old and he's having the best offensive season of his entire career. He's averaging a career high in points per game with 8. He's averaging a career high in field goal percentage. He's averaging a career high in 3-point field goal percentage. He's averaging 39.9% from 3. So basically 40% from 3 on 3.5 attempts a game, which is a pretty solid sample size at this point. You can rely on Torrey Craig this season and for the rest of the year to be an above average 3-point shooter, which is absolutely huge. He's also averaging a career high in assists a game, a career high in steals a game, a career high in blocks a game, a career high in rebounds a game. He's having a career year, guys. Torrey Craig has been absolutely phenomenal for the Suns this year. Getting into his main strength, it's his defense. He has 1 through 4 switchability. He guards a point guard, you're okay with it. He guards a shooting guard or a small forward, that's his absolute strength. He's going to do really good against any opposing small forward or shooting guard in the entire NBA. Even if in small ball lineups you want to run Kevin Durant at the 5, DeAndre Ayton got hurt, DeAndre Ayton isn't having a good game, you want to bench him late game like they did last year, slide Kevin Durant over to the 5, maybe TJ Warren at the 4, but maybe Torrey Craig at the 4. He's a guy who's 6'7", again, 221 pounds, so for a 6'7" guy, has a pretty solid frame on him. He's also averaging a career high in minutes per game, so he's really getting mixed in to these late game lineups. I wouldn't be surprised if come playoff time, Torrey Craig was not a starter, but I would not be surprised to see a closing lineup of Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Torrey Craig, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Ayton. To me, that's the best offense in the National Basketball Association. Again, Chris Paul, point guard at the point, Devin Booker at the shooting guard, Torrey Craig, a guy who could shoot the 3 ball and be a good positive impact on the offensive side at small forward, Kevin Durant at power forward, and DeAndre Ayton at center. Now, the thing about Kevin Durant is, out of all of his years with the Nets, this year has been his best year in terms of defensively. Analytically, this is his best year of his Nets days. Not only that, in my opinion, this year, Kevin Durant is the best defensive version we've seen of Kevin Durant out of his entire Oklahoma City career, out of his entire Brooklyn Nets career. I think the only time he ever played better defense was with the Golden State Warriors. And to me, I don't think we're ever going to see that version of Kevin Durant defensively. But Torrey Craig, he's going to be huge for the Suns. He's going to be big in late game lineups. Good offensive piece in terms of shooting the 3 ball, shooting the 3 from the corner, spotting up, and being that high effort defender. He's going to be the guy guarding LeBron James. He's going to be the guy guarding Luka Doncic come playoff time.